Just after what happened in Rivers State earlier today, a lot of people has called for the sack of the FCT minister Yoruba Wike, Yoruba Council inclusive. Before we delve right into the details of today's news, if this is your first time here or you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do well to subscribe, like this video, also leave your opinions in the comment section below. Most importantly, please like this video so that it gets recommended to other YouTube viewers all around the world. The Yoruba Council worldwide, led by Azan Oladotun, has urged for the immediate removal of the FCT minister, Yoruba Wike, accusing him of contributing to political unrest in Rivers State. The Yoruba Council worldwide accused Wike of nepotism and abusing his federal position to settle personal scores, particularly in FCT. The Yoruba Council worldwide condemned the local government election in Rivers State, labeling it a war zone and a catastrophe to democracy. The Yoruba Council worldwide has called for immediate removal of the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, Yoruba Wike. He maintained that Wike's continued presence in President Bola Tinubu's cabinet is a distraction and poses a threat to democracy and peace in the Niger Delta. He said, Wike is a self-destructive person. He has turned Rivers State into a theater of political war and a Cold War battlefield. His actions are demarketing President Tinubu's government, and this kind of grandstanding has no place in an egalitarian society. Mr. President should be cautious of such a desperate figure. Furthermore, the Yoruba Council also accused Wike of nepotism and abuse of power, pointing to his history of political clashes with former allies. He said Wike's actions are steeped in nepotism and is using his federal position to fuel personal vendettas. His excessive mannerism in the FCT is causing unnecessary tension even as he continues to show off his power in Abuja. The council described the election as a premeditated attrition and a catastrophe to democracy, pointing fingers at the power struggle between Wike and Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara. Speaking after the election results, the Oladotun expressed disappointment over the chaotic process, calling it a war zone rather than a democratic exercise. Oladotun said the local government election was a premeditated attrition or war zone, a catastrophe to democracy. It was not about institutions or governance, but a crude power struggle between two individuals, Wike and Fubara. He further argues that Wike's relationship with Fubara is riddled with hidden political agendas that could destabilize the entire region. In his words, Wike forgot that he made Fubara. Both of them shared the same pot of political soup, but now their fight is a political, self-destructive mission. Rivers State and indeed the Niger Delta will burn if this is not managed cautiously. In another development, Newsroom Nigeria reported that former President Goodluck Jonathan has cautioned Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his predecessor and Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Yoruba Wike, over the local government election in the state. According to the former governor, the Saturday, October 5 local government election in Rivers State has sparked intense interest and concern among political stakeholders, democracy lovers, and security experts. You or what are your thoughts? Please let's have them in the comments section below. Thank you very much for always listening to this channel. Let's take some of the reactions we got online. From Charles Abbey, it is a normal thing in a square pyramid democratic process. For such arbitration agreement, if you win, you have this and this to do, and you say, yes, I do. So what are the complaints? Still normal to call it gentleman agreement. Christian must obey Jesus Christ. Advise those seasoned rivers crisis to hold the path of truth and call the state governor to unarm his gun for peace and order. The rule of law has its own to maintain, including the judiciary. Governor who fights the legislature and judiciary. So in other words, Fubara should honor the agreement that he has with Wike. That is what this gentleman is trying to tell us here. Ignatius AK says, please, not only in Rivers State, but Nigeria as a whole, this is a man who wants to be president. What example is he even laying? This is someone who wants to become president. This is someone who vied for the presidential seat in the last election in his party. Oh my Lord, Nigeria will be in trouble if Wike becomes the president. That's just the truth. Franklin says, again, since the president can't caution Wike, it means it's the one behind the war in Rivers. And again, Nigerians have concluded this. The type of politics of Tinubu, that's why he can't solve Nigerian problem, but also opt out. From another person, again, it says, he shouldn't just be removed, but jailed. How can one person become a vagabond in a whole nation with questionable character, disrespectful and extremely violent, and we claim Nigeria is operating rule of law and civilized and have president? No one can call him to order, even if he's eating human being. Is Rivers a personal property or inheritance? Help me ask him more. Is Rivers a personal property? Is Rivers one man's property? After your tenure, go home to maintain your respect. If military takes over, the Tinubus is to be blamed less than those brought military in the past. Fred Inaji says, Wike should be arrested and sent to jail for all the atrocities going on in Rivers State, and it seems like Tinubu is playing until this thing turns to something else. Tinubu they play. Nonsense people. Undubeze Okeke says, Tinubu government will have problem if he did not sack this idiot called Wike. Wike is out for destruction. Why is it that Mr. President is not saying anything? Or are they working together? Please, we want to know. I think this is the right assumption that most Nigerians is going to have if Mr. President does not still do something about Wike's matter. After all of this, people are going to assume that they are working together, which I'm even thinking at this point that is even the logical conclusion to come up with, because he knows very well that if Wike should retain power in Rivers State, which means he also has control in Rivers State, but if power goes over to Fubara, which means Tinubu has lost the power within Rivers State totally. So, of course, he would want Wike to have the structure in Rivers State. Another comment from Kim says, but if I may ask, is this president deaf? What exactly did Mr. President mean to Nigerians condemning a particular person called Wike and he still keep quiet, waiting when there is response? Well, everything is under watch. You all, what do you think about all of this? Let's have your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Thank you very much for always listening and watching, guys. I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.